does provide benefits and resources if a town wants to make use of
There's a
it.
hook in there.
Well, we just said
There's,
that.
The guy said, the man said there was a hook in there that the town was obligated in some, and that's why I want more time to review it and look at it.
He did say that the general guidelines that are in the compact are something that we need to agree to be a part of the compact. However, he said those guidelines are very broad, and they do not, the Greenway Compact people do not impose anything on the local people. And declaring ourselves
I've read the book from cover to cover because I read it before he came, but I have read it since he came, and I have found nothing in it that says that towns lose control of anything.
Okay, well, I would hope that you would give the rest of the board that same consideration to read it prior. And what I had read, where we would have to adopt the Greenway, is in conflict with item number 4 about the home rule. And I would also like to take the gentleman's advice when he said circulate it to the committees for their comments.
But that does not preclude our
Right,
being lead agency.
Yeah, once we start the process, do we want to be lead agency?
You don't have to make that declaration tonight. It is a process. It is a question of how fast or how slow you want to proceed. And then the other issue you may want to do is there are 29 other municipalities in Dutchess County.
Mm-hmm.
You may want to check with, several of the other municipalities and see what effect, if any, it's had.
Yeah, I don't see any problem in doing any of that. I mean, like I said, we just got this on Monday.
My only concern with not declaring ourselves lead agency and looking at the secret piece is that we're going to galump along on this. And this is not the first time the town of Stamford has looked at this. This is a time economically where we need to use every financial resource we can get our hands on. And I don't want to drag our feet in really considering it. I mean, we can pass it out to all the other boards, they can make their comments, but then we have to wait till the next month to be lead agency and then do the SECR. So that postpones the SECR piece. So I would be in favor of declaring ourselves lead agency now, looking at the SECR piece. And then if we decide we want to do that, we've got everything in place. If we don't want to do it, we haven't really lost anything.
Okay, well, if it's not the first time the town had looked into it, I'd be curious as to why they haven't adopted it before. Do you know the reason for that?
You'll have to look it up. I don't know what the exact reason was.
Okay.
But I'm curious as to why we're the only town that hasn't adopted it.
Okay.
I think that's very interesting. So I think we need to look at it
The only town in Dutchess County.
in Dutchess County, but other towns in other counties have adopted it.
Putnam County, some of them in Putnam County.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, in Westchester County. Putnam County hasn't adopted it, Columbia County hasn't adopted it, Greene County, Sullivan County.
They're
There's a number
all
of counties that
they're
haven't.
all members of the Greenway,
They're
but
all
not
members
all
of
have
the
adopted.
Gateway community, but have not adopted the Gateway
Not all have
Compact.
adopted the compact, but all except us in Dutchess County.
So
And other towns and other counties.
And I think
have
you
adopted it.
also heard Mr. Clark say that other towns were beginning, in other counties were beginning to sign on.
I think Bill's point is well taken. We need to see what other towns who have adopted it have experienced and whether or not they felt that they've been restricted in anything that
I'm
they've tried
just
to do
asking
or
for the
to
same
do.
consideration to have the opportunity to read it like
Right,
the supervisor has.
right. Well, I've also read it because I've been to a lot of workshops on it, but I would be glad to read it again.
Okay.
And I think all the boards would, but I still don't think that that means we can't declare ourselves lead agency and look at the seeker piece. Because that's a formal step that guarantees us that we're going to move it along rather than glumping with this.
I'd rather have the time to
You're not
slow
losing the
down,
time. You're not
slow
losing the
down,
time,
let
Tom.
everybody read it, let everybody get familiar
There would be
with it,
at least a month,
and that's
of
it.
time.
And,
at least a month.
well,
Remember
you guys
we
ready?
decided, we talked at the workshop that we were gonna get the committees involved and you were gonna write a memo to the committees and give them a date certain when to get back with you with their comments. Remember?
Do you want to postpone it till next month? We can postpone it.
That's all we're asking.
And
So we
but
have a
my
little bit more
feeling would
time
be-
to-
Are 3 people asking to postpone it though?
No, I'm not, but I don't know.
I am.
I'm asking. Just the
Maybe
same
we could-
concern.
I make I think this should be a board decision, so I'm going to make a motion that we begin the process.
I think there's already a motion on the floor.
Okay, good.
To the town board to declare lead
Okay.
agency
All
status.
right,
Did I
okay.
second that?
Hey, Bill,
Yeah.
Okay.
if we do this tonight and we start from secret, it doesn't,
Doesn't commit us.
Doesn't commit us to anything.
Well, no, you start the
No.
seeker clock, but you don't, I mean, the issue is you have to complete seeker before you can then go forward with a determination.
What's the secret clock? So how long is that?
Well, it's as long as you need to be. It's for information gathering. That's the idea on seeker is that it takes as long as is needed for you to be certain that you've considered all potential impacts. There's
So
no
there's no-
guideline. State won't come out and say, it's 30 days or it's 60 days or 90 days. And you don't have anything forcing you to make a decision. It's not like planning board where, the applicant comes in and the minute the application's complete, you've got the 62 days. That's
Yeah.
not affected here. So, so it's up to the board really to decide whether this is something they want to do. It is a process that you have to go through. Now, you could not adopt it by June, even if you wanted to, because you have to set a public hearing and do that. So there is a time frame. It's just a question of what time frame you want to do it.
Okay,
Okay, there's a motion, right?
there's a
Yes,
motion
motion
on
and
the
a
floor.
second.
All right.
All right, all those in favor? All those against?
Could I have that
Or-
boy,
You want a roll
Voice.
call? Go ahead.
Mark D'Agostino,
No.
Tom Dewhurst?
No.
Christopher Flynn,
Yes.
Joanna Schaefer,
Yes.
Virginia Stern.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you, everybody. The next thing on the agenda is I thinking that I could make a single-handed decision as a supervisor and finding out I couldn't, it had to be by resolution of the town board, have put a resolution up for the town board to vote on to have NYSERDA, New York State Energy Research and Development Authority, conduct an energy audit of our town hall and our highway garage. The cost is minimal, it's $100. They will come, any recommendations by NYSERDA that result from this audit would be of great savings to the town. I think it's an important thing to do. We've never had an energy audit of our buildings. The cost is very little to find out how to save our taxpayers needless energy costs for their government buildings. I think you're all familiar with NYSERDA.
So this has already been done?
No, it's not been done. It can't be done until the town board votes on
I just have one question. When I was going over the bills this past
it.
Monday morning,
Mm-hmm.
I found a voucher in there for $100 to be paid to
Mm-hmm.
NYSERDA.
And it was taken, it was pulled.
Okay.
And it was pulled because there cannot be a voucher to pay NYSERDA until the town board votes.
Now, did they start the audit?
No.
So they sent us a bill before the work was done?
They want to be paid up front. And there was a voucher put in when I incorrectly thought that the supervisor could make this decision single-handedly. After that, I was actually on the phone with someone at the New York Association of Towns, and in the course of conversation, found that I could not do this single-handedly. It had to be a resolution of the town board. So here's a resolution. If the town board votes to approve this, then the voucher, there will be a voucher, and we will pay NYSERDA to do an energy audit. If the town board votes against it, we will not have an energy audit.
When did you become aware of that? Because I just saw that the resolution came out yesterday at 2:30.
Yes, and the voucher was like a day before that, or 2 days before that. I'm sorry I'm not perfect.
Okay.
And I'm sorry I thought the supervisor could do something that the supervisor couldn't do. But here we are. Are we going to move forward, or would we like to make an issue of it?
No, I just
Okay.
have one question. To me, yeah, maybe do the town hall, that's a very good idea, okay? But I don't know about the highway department.
There's no extra cost for the highway garage,
Yeah, but-
and maybe it would really help all of us understand why we need a new one, frankly.
I can tell you right